your breath smells.
My breath smells?
Yeah, horrible.
Your shades look like shit.
Yeah.
They're Chanel.
My dick's hard though.
They're Chanel, of course they are.
No,
Where's
they're
your
not.
stupid ass Gucci case?
They were $8. The scarf was $3 and the sunglasses were $8. Don't even yell at me for spending money because I don't be spending money like that.
He's the one that said they were Chanel, man, not me.
No.
Yeah, that's what happened.
What are we starting with, bro? You had us on your podcast.
Talk, dude, just talk.
Don't make
like
me
you
roll
just were talking. Literally, just keep talking.
I want you to toss me a little topic here. Give me something here.
I don't know. What do you think's gonna happen in the 10-year treasury?
Right over my head. Right over my head, bro. What's that?
What is that?
The 10-year treasury bond yields.
I have no idea what that is, man.
The more demand, the lower the yields go. The less demand, the higher the yields go.
What's a yield though?
So the yield. So with the bonds, you have like a guaranteed rate of return. That's why there's like lower risk than stocks. So when the markets are more risky, people will buy more treasury bonds, causing the interest rate to go down. Right now the interest rate's going up, which means people are buying into the stock market more, which means the markets are going to keep going up for the short term at least. So I was asking.
So you would say that's a good thing?
Where you think that? Yeah, I mean it's a short term good thing. Yeah, it's a little scary because everything's overvalued, but.
I was gonna say, especially with inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being at what, like.
So now you bring up a topic because I just did.
Yeah, that was some right over my head shit. Like I don't even know what that was.
Well, you weren't specific on what topic to bring up. So
Yeah, that's
you
true.
Brought up a topic.
Yeah, no, definitely. Topic, bro. Like, what? How do you stay motivated? What's your motivation and
Writing 100%.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Writing keeps me just on the track. Like
So-
that's how I get my motivation, and then that's how I continue the momentum. Big Mo. That's what Charlie Rocket calls it.
Yeah.
Big Mo, man. Once you start that momentum of writing and just day by day adding on, it's just like
right.
you just gain that traction so quickly.
And when you start like, what's like when you notice that you're losing motivation, you just go and write, and then.
Sometimes it's hard, but yeah, definitely. You gotta like force yourself.
You lay it out in front of you.
Yeah, those are those hard moments where it's like you gotta just be like kind of honest with yourself, being like,
right.
damn.
So a lot of it is like self-recognition, right? Where you have to acknowledge the fact that you're just being like unmotivated or lazy.
Right, 100%, in my opinion, at least. But
Do you think everybody can be self-motivated, or do you think it's a thing that like not everybody can do?
I think it's like a superpower you unlock.
You think so?
You have to realize,
definitely.
you have to open it up and like realize and how to use it, and then once you realize how to use it and do it and it works,
right.
that like satisfaction from that is like so great that you like unlock that as a superpower.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I don't think.
I feel like you also need to like want it though. Like you need to have some sort of end goal or like
Belief,
a process.
Vision. Yeah.
You have to
Exactly.
believe it's possible.
Right. I don't
Yeah.
think you can just wake up and say I'm gonna be motivated, but I don't know what I'm gonna be motivated
Right,
about.
you can't just like stare out in space and be like, I'm
I
motivated.
mean,
Yeah.
I feel like motivation's pretty broad though.
It
I
can
mean, you can be motivated in a lot of different things, good and bad.
Definitely, but when you say like a lot of different things, those are all things, whether it be soccer, whether it be building houses.
Yeah, but someone could be motivated to take drugs because it makes them feel a type of way.
That's-
Right, yeah,
yeah.
that'd be like poor.
Yeah.
Poor motivation for
Right.
sure.
Right. What do you, so I see what you're saying, like motivated to do drugs, but fuck, that was a curveball for me right now.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just
it didn't
saying
fit
in
with that
general,
topic.
motivation is pretty broad. Like the word motivation
Yeah.
can be found in a lot of. I
Same
feel
with
like, different-
happiness. That's
yeah.
why happiness is kind of
Yeah.
like a sketchy word, because if you look at it from that angle, like it can
Right.
become dangerous because like drugs make people happy.
I
But
mean,
it
it's-
doesn't mean it's necessarily good.
Yeah.
It's mainly like your perspective on life. I feel like. Some people don't have either a vision or like what you were saying, an end goal, and they kind of just go with the flow.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
they day by day, either doing the same shit, and
Right.
questioning themselves, like.
They get in those patterns, dude.
Yeah.
That cycle of just shitty feelings
Uh-huh.
and like doing the same shit every day and like bitching about it and complaining that you're not
Yeah.
getting out of your rut and capitalism's got you trapped and all this shit, but you're just laying in your
Blaming
bed.
everyone else.
Right,
Yeah,
so-
playing victim.
So what do you recommend then for these people who like, because they're out there, there's people in our lives, there's people that we know that are unmotivated, and there's things that like, we notice, but like, what do you recommend them to do to be more motivated and driven?
I think it has to start with like honesty. You have to be honest with yourself, and until you can do that, then it's impossible. Because like, if you lie to yourself and make your demons seem less than they are to your own self, then that's an issue. If you're going out fucking partying every day, and you in the back of your mind you know that you shouldn't be doing that and you should be like doing your extra shit. Yeah. But like, you're not, then that's like you, like in a way making that less of a problem to yourself in the moment, if that makes sense. And I don't think that's a great thing to necessarily do.
Definitely. That's just a tough thing though, dude, because I don't completely understand why someone can't like kind of snap out of it in a sense and say, hey, I need to get my life together. There's people who will like sit in that quote, like, for lack of a better word, that depressed state.
I think it's that instant belief of it's impossible. Yeah. Like conspiracy theory people, they think like, it's a cult and you gotta like fucking sign your life away to get money and
I also think
all this shit. Some people believe that that's just the case.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, I think school makes it look like that though. I think the basic school system kind of portrays the idea of it being impossible to do anything other than a career. You know what I mean?
It's just the system in general. Yeah. I mean, that's like the safest backbone.
Well, school eliminates creativity, and I feel like to be an entrepreneur, to be somebody that wants to create their own life, you have to be creative. Yeah. And school kills creativity. At Harrison, we didn't even have art class after like 3rd grade.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, or 4th grade, 5th grade. I don't fucking
I feel like it comes with
young.
Comfortability too. Like a lot of people don't like feeling uncomfortable.
Are you saying like in way of like worrying
just
about
way of life?
But that honesty plays in with that because you can't admit you're uncomfortable to yourself if you can't be honest with yourself.
But I'm saying, like, people, for instance, they're going to go to school because they know that's their safest route. Mm-hmm. So school, like, puts these career days in and puts all these things in when you're young. And these test scores, like, implementing, like, that, you got to do good on these or you're just going to be, a fuck-up. Pretty much.
But, I mean, like, most people that graduate college make under $60K. They don't use their degree. 62%. Like, it's just like...
No, I mean, unless you're being like a doctor or a nurse.
Yeah. Well, 62% of college graduates don't use their degree. Yeah. So,
like, unless you're going to be an accountant. Or,
some real, like, big money shit, right?
But it's not even big money. It's like 6 figures. Is that really, like...
But there's less risk. I think people look at it like, this much money and so much less risk.
But that...
The comfortability. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is the comfortability.
It's comfortable having $150K.
For some people, maybe.
No, I'm saying because people don't want to step out of their comfort zone, and that's why a lot of people don't chase their dreams or follow up on their goals.
Yeah, it's
because
I don't know. I guess it could be perspective too, because from my perspective, having that $150K in debt is way more stress than just trying to figure shit out.
Stay afloat.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like the main thing that schools don't really teach. I mean, you take consumer's ed and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
they give you the basics, and then you're signing to college, and they're like, damn, $25K this semester.
Yeah, and then you can also argue that like there is like entrepreneurship majors and shit. Like that one person we know, right? We're not gonna go into that. No, but like that's something you can get clowned on for is taking an entrepreneurship major.
Or like liberal arts.
Right,
or
something like that.
Just like so blatantly, just so fucking
facts.
stupid.
Like go ahead, go start your life with some like real shit. If you want to be an entrepreneur, go out there and make that move, start up that business, go on YouTube, learn everything you can about it. Yeah. You don't need to be sitting in auditoriums with 80 other people that are gonna be not successful because they're learning from the same fucking teacher who probably hasn't done it himself.
Right. That's another thing. Like, teachers.
I don't understand business teachers.
Yeah.
If you're good at business, why are you not running one?
Yeah.
Right.
Why are you
maybe
teaching?
Like explain like how businesses operate rather than running their own business.
Yeah, but they're so like arrogant about it.
I mean, there's some schools though. Like when you gotta think like the Ivy League schools, there's people who like have made their mark and they have so much time on it.
Right, true. Yeah, and I mean, it depends where you go to school too. Like, for example, like if you go to a private school, you're more likely to get a better education, but not everybody can afford that. And so the people who can't afford that, that's where you have to be, again, self-driven, motivated to do the extra step. Go on YouTube, Google some shit, and learn, teach yourself, you know? And you learn through mistakes and shit.
Yeah. I mean, especially with our generation, we have everything at our disposal compared to like the past 10 years.
Literally right at your fingertips.
Yeah. It's just that extra step of going out there to go do that. You know, and
it's just the fact of doing. Yeah.
That's where that motivation comes from. So like, it sucks for those people who are, in my opinion, it sucks for them who can't or don't want to go do that. Like, why don't they want to? Why don't you want to go do that, bro?
Right. I don't know. Like he was saying, the comfortability.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah,
And people, like family influence, friend influence.
People's opinions,
girlfriend influence.
People's parents, people's parents want to be able to go out to dinner and be like, oh, my kid fucking graduated from Stanford.
Right.
He's so smart.
And that shit really don't matter unless you got connections through.
Mm-hmm. For real, man. That's some shit too, bro. Because why does that matter? Why do the parents need to brag about that shit, bro?
That's like why I feel like that's why most people go to college. Because their parents want, need their pride filled.
Facts,
like,
bro.
my kid went to college.
Exactly.
Yo, if you're watching this, dude, fuck what your parents are saying. Go do your own shit.
Have no limit on that shit.
Chase your fucking dreams, bro. Because anything's possible. Don't slack or second guess one thing, bro.
Not a chance.
Yeah, this is your world, bro. We're all just living.
Keep running that fucking path, bro. Fuck all that side shit.
No limit on it, baby. That's why we here, baby. Yeah.
I relate to that deep though, because parents, all they talk about is like, 'cause I'm the first one, like born or whatever.
Ah, that's tough.
Yeah, so they want like me to set an example, right? But for me, obviously you guys know I just play soccer basically, and school is kind of like meh. I don't really care for it at all, and I actually made the decision. I'm like, I think I'm just gonna probably drop out soon and then go and do some soccer stuff instead.
What is set an example? What does that mean?
Right.
Good role model.
That's all perception and perspective.
Based on their ideas of success
and morals.
I mean, it depends on your culture too.
Right. So why put your morals onto another person? That's
No, it's true, bro. Maybe, but people also say though that parents want their kids not to make the same mistakes as them. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe it's something like that.
My parents.
But over time, you forget the details that led you up to those mistakes. You just remember that memory of it happening.
True. Yeah, because you'd be learning from your mistakes.
Right. You don't remember all the details, the little bullshit that got you up to there.
Yeah.
Everybody has to go through bad times and shitty moments to grow. That's a part of life. You can't stop that.
Yep. You take that one step back to make two steps forward.
Exactly. So when you try and take that aspect of life away, I feel like it only intensifies it. So then when something bad does happen, it's like, holy fuck, it's the end of the world. It's like those people that are never told no their whole lives.
Yeah.
And then
Helicopter.
And then they're told no. And then they freak out. And it's like the end of the fucking world.
For real.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how that can lead up.
Yeah. I know, man. It's crazy, bro. Because everybody's different and shit, but... Man, dude. So many people are scared.
Yeah.
What are you scared about, bro?
It's anticipation.
Life's long.
Judgment, man. Judgment's crazy. Instagram's ruined a lot of people.
Social media.
Come on, what the fuck, Steve?
Hey, your own podcast. You can be lighting up over there. Mr. Popular and shit.
Mr. Popular.
But anyways, fucking, bro, everybody posting these famous people, right? These TikTokers and shit. These dream bodies and shit. It makes the people who aren't those people want to be those people, but then also hate themselves because they're not those people, and that's the problem.
Just be yourself.
Aspect. Yeah.
Lack of confidence.
You. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make a better version of yourself the next day.
At the end of the day, bro, we're all the same people inside. You know, we just look different on the outside.
That's why you can't care about judgment, man. It just doesn't matter. If the person in front of you doesn't like you, it's like, oh damn.
Yeah.
There's only fucking 7 point how many ever billion other people to go talk to. You don't need to be so strung up on the person that doesn't like you from your hometown. You know, there's so many people.
Right. No, bro, I completely agree with that, and I think the hardest part though is for people is just getting over that step, bro. Because once you get over it, I know you're over it. I'm over it. It's after that, bro, it's limitless.
Yeah, it's like nothing will stop you but yourself at that point.
100%.
Yeah. Your own wants and needs will get in your way. That's it.
Yeah, and it feels so freeing.
Yeah.
Just not giving a fuck.
Yeah. It's like, free.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things where it's controlled.
Real life.
But mentally, it feels so relaxing all the time.
Right, no, for real, for example, you could even dumb it down to this, bro. I went to the grocery store just a little bit ago, right before this podcast, and I can remember myself back in the day just going to public places and worrying about certain things, I went down this aisle but I backed up and then went down this other one because I fucked up, I went down the wrong aisle. I used to get a little paranoid about that, who's just saw me either crash into this or some shit right with my cart. But I was with Jason at the grocery store a couple days ago, and ran right into the fucking banana section right there. Didn't even think twice about it, bro. I'm a human, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
point. But what are they gonna do?
Facts.
Someone gonna come up and yell at you?
Right, exactly.
Take you out? Call the cops?
Right.
Stop hitting the banana.
Hey! Yeah.
What the fuck? The manners! Like,
Right.
what are they?
Right.
It's just people. It's that instant anxiety, that instant overthinking, the judgment. Oh my god! Like
Yeah,
like,
and 9 times out of 10, bro, like people aren't even paying attention to you.
right. And even if they are, you're never. The chances of you ever meeting that person again
Mm-hmm.
are so slim.
And the chances of them remembering it the next day.
Exactly. Like, who cares? They don't
Yeah.
care.
It might be something they talk about at dinner that night.
Yeah.
Just to
Saw this guy running the bananas.
Right. it was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
And the family laughed about it for a minute. Done.
Yeah.
Never a conversation again.
Yeah.
And you would never know about that either because you don't know the person.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, what does it matter?
For some reason, people just think that it does.
Yeah, I can see how like overthinking and anxiety can be a part of it, but like, I don't know, man. It's really not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Not at all. None of that shit really is at all.
Mm-hmm.
All that matters is like your friends and family. Really.
Right.
Real
True.
friends. Real friends are hard to find.
Yeah, that can
I
get
think
twisted
We got
too.
a really good group of people, but it's really hard
Mm-hmm.
to find some genuine ass people.
No, it is, bro, and I feel bad for those who can't find it or who think they find it and
And
then
they
they get switched up.
Yeah. get crushed, man. That's a
facts.
crushing
The loyalty
feeling.
shit, bro. That
Mhm.
shit is so fucked up in our generation.
Yeah.
What is that bar? It's like, I'd rather have loyalty than love because
Yeah.
love don't really mean jack shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, turn
Mhm.
around and stab you in the back. Like,
Facts.
21 Savage goes hard right there, but man, he's
Yeah.
spitting facts,
Yeah.
bro. Like, rather have loyalty than love.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end, like you said, at the end of the day, someone who loves you can turn around and still stab you in the back. But
Right.
if you're loyal, you won't do that.
Yeah. No, like what Lucas is saying though, like with our like attention span and shit, bro. I feel like TikTok really fucked that up too. With just 30-second, 15-second clips of whatever. This
But
is.
that,
A mindless
you think
scroll.
that has
Yeah.
set in already? You
Oh,
think that's
100%,
You
man.
think it has?
100%. It's been.
Dude,
around.
I
it's
feel like
gonna-
it still has so
it's
much
gonna-
potential.
Yeah, I was gonna
do
say it's
more.
gonna keep going.
No,
Next thing you know,
definitely.
there's gonna be a new app out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think there's more potential for it to
Yeah.
keep fucking people up.
Yeah, I mean,
Instagram has done its dues, you know,
Uh-huh.
but I think TikTok still has more room to grow in
Oh,
that
yeah.
aspect.
Oh yeah, it's just because like, I don't know, man. Like when I'm swiping, I try to like pay attention to like what I'm swiping on and why you click off it so quick or whatever. There will be some videos where like I'll see just the first second and I'll swipe past it because it doesn't catch my interest. Like literally first second, dude, I'm off. And-
My screen time's literally probably 30 minutes an hour. A
right.
week.
No, I get you. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
gotta be checking social media and stuff like that. But,
Well, sometimes I'll be on like Facebook, whatever, shoot the shit. But like really, I only ever go on TikTok when I'm like taking a shit or
Mhm.
like bored. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta be unreasonably bored.
right,
to
or when
just
you're
be
chilling
scrolling
out with
through.
your girlfriend and stuff. something-
Yeah. If we're cuddling or something, she wants to watch TikTok. Somebody, whatever, throw them on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, no, fucking Gary
Yeah.
V or some shit.
Gary
you know,
V, Jordan
stocks.
Peterson.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
read some books.
Yeah. Have a candlelight book reading right now.
Flashlight Friday.
Yeah.
Night vision goggles.
Yeah. No, yeah. That was a very Midwestern thing I just said.
What?
No, yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, no, yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I just feel like that's a super Midwestern thing.
Would you ever go Amish?
Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean go out?
Like, would you ever become Amish?
It sounded like it was like a religion.
No, like
Well, it's like a sort of.
it's a way
I
of
think
life.
it's just
It's
a
a
lifestyle.
lifestyle,
Right?
yeah.
It's
But the way you
no
said it was
technology
like,
at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
would you ever become Muslim? That's like how like it sounded.
Well, like okay, even that's a question too, though.
No,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
But anyways, would
No,
you?
I wouldn't, but-
You would never live the lifestyle of an Amish.
No, I just feel like life, like no limit, man. I feel like just life has too much to offer, and I feel like you're limiting your life way too much for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Just for like your own satisfaction that you like built
Is-
a barn with your family.
They don't have a reason. I personally have never looked into it much.
No, I legit don't know the
Okay.
reason, but like just from an outside perspective,
It seems that way.
from what it seems,
Yeah.
either way, it's like really the reason wouldn't fucking matter. Like even if it comes out of religion, it's just like I wouldn't do it just because life has too much to offer, man.
Bro, I
Just-
agree with
You
you.
can hop on a fucking jet and go to Dubai and see the Burj Khalifa, but you're sitting there building a barn with your fucking cousin, uncle, aunt.
Facts.
Like, 'cause
No.
it's all incest.
Inbred.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, For the most part, it has to be.
No, really?
No. They're fucking the same people. Oh my god! Like every time.
Oh my god, bro! I gotta get off this podcast right now.
I'm very uneducated.
I don't think it's like that. I mean, maybe it is because that makes sense because it's like the small communities, right? But
right, a couple hundred people, if that. Yeah.
No, I get you, bro, but
Makes
I respect the Amish, bro.
I respect.
But how many did it start with? I'm saying over time. I'm not saying now they're fucking their cousins.
If you want to
but
go
like
that
over
road,
time.
just laughing.
It's not like tribes coming together like every few like years
Well, I don't
to make
know.
new people.
Well, because there's other Amish communities all over the
Right,
U.S.
right.
So like if they somehow get to the other side of the U.S., they can be in another.
I mean, it's possible they did that shit in the Civil War, but
Okay,
Oregon Trail.
your argument was, well, how did it start? Well,
You're
how did
arguing?
we start? No.
Oh.
Argument, like conversation.
oh, like
you feel
okay.
me? You feel me?
Yeah.
Your thing was,
Picking it up.
how did they start? How did the Amish start, right? Eventually, or it had to have been like the group of like a sibling in a sense, right? But isn't that an argument about us? Is that like people in general that we were eventually just like, okay, brother and sister fucked, and then brother and fucked,
Yeah,
and
that's
fucked.
like the genetic thing with blue eyes.
You got blue eyes.
Gingers.
Bro's got blue eyes, red hair.
Well,
over
no, but like that is a thing with like people with blue eyes that at some point in their genetic code there was inbred.
there. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So.
Me either.
Yeah, I mean
I'm
you're
here.
not like deformed or anything, so you're chilling.
You sure it's not like a myth? Or
Oh
something?
shit, you have blue eyes too.
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
I mean,
no, it's for
I
sure a
think
real thing.
It could be genetic mutation though, because there's been
That's what it
times
is.
where
That's
it's
all
like-
it is, and it was like generations ago.
yeah.
You know, like some fucking.
Which makes sense. What about do you know anything about like people who are not bipolar? What's the word where they're super white?
Albino.
Bipolars.
Yeah.
Not bipolar.
Well, because polar
Yeah,
bear
no,
type shit.
I get it. It was just funny.
Do you know anything about that? How does that start? How do you become super white like that?
It's just genetics.
Yeah, it's genetic alleles.
I think don't they have like red or really blue, like purple eyes?
Yeah,
Nah.
I think so.
Purple eyes would be sick as fuck, bro. I need me a shorty with brown hair and purple eyes. That's
You can
hot.
just get purple contacts.
Nah, that it's not the same.
How you
I
gonna
mean,
know?
it's not.
I don't know. I'm gonna start chasing purple-eyed shorties. I'm gonna start doing
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
Yeah, I just pictured that in my head. I was like, damn, bro, that's probably nice.
It's really nice. Jeez.
Just up my standards there a little bit.
Get even harder. Now we're at 1 in 10 million.
Purple eyes, dog.
It's so picky.
It's
I have to
impressive.
be though. I have to be picky, bro. Why would I lower my standards for someone if I don't feel like they're up to potential, right? I want
You have to
someone.
make sure it's possible that this human
Exists.
exists.
You're literally
Yeah.
making a person. That's the problem.
And you gotta think about their conscience.
No, I get that, bro. I
Like human
totally.
nature.
Right, but that's
People change.
the second half, right? So here's what I'm saying. The purple eyes is a fuck around, right?
No,
I'm being
obviously,
serious,
yeah,
right?
obviously, yeah.
But if I were to go like what I actually look for and like look wise, because that's the first thing, bro. How am I supposed to get to your personality if I can't see what you look like? I'm not going on blind dates. Who am I, right? What the first thing is, I look for like a brunette. I don't prefer blondes, right? It's a brunette with like dark color eyes, and then I need like a slim body, bro. It's just not me. I can't date someone who just looks chubby or chunky. It's just not. I can't. That's not my thing.
The other way, man.
Right? No, totally cool, bro. Everybody's got their own preference. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get into that. That's a little too political. But anyways, yeah.
Touching people.
Yeah. Anyways, but fucking, that's my preference. And so like brown hair, brown eyes, slim body, right? That's the first step. And then once I start talking to you and shit, and I get to know you and shit, you gotta have an open personality. You gotta be vulnerable. You gotta be self-driven and shit like that. So I'm not too picky. I know what I want. I'm not gonna settle for anything lower.
What if they had all of that besides one thing?
Then totally cool, man. But if you got like, I think the most important things to me are like you got
Aren't all of those things developable things though? Especially at such a young age, like
Yes.
you're so young still.
Definitely.
So it's gonna be so difficult to find someone like
I got
that.
time, man. I'm not worried. I got so
That's
much
a good
time.
point, Yeah.
But like we were talking about earlier, you gotta have motivation. You gotta have some sort of dream or vision or some sort of thing that like I can like cheer you on for, or, like work on with you or something.
Right.
I
Help
can't
out.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
It
have.
almost excites the relationship. more.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
I can't have you like pulling me down because I'm I got a lot of different things going on. I can't have someone who's just sitting here on the couch or some shit.
Wants to fuck off all day while you're like
Yeah.
streaming,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
videos,
Exactly.
doing your
I
shit.
need you
Right.
doing something like for your own, whether it be a typical, career or if
Right.
you have some side hustle, some shit like that. It'd be, right. And then I don't know, bro. I look for someone who is like super optimistic. Like you gotta have, like I can't have you like being a Debbie Downer and shit. You know, like if I got say, hey, I'm gonna take a risk right here. I think we should buy a rental property or some shit right here, and then they say, no, that's a horrible idea. Oh, that's a waste of money. What if it never works, right? Obviously, point out the pros and cons, but don't just shit on everything I have to say.
Right. No.
You know,
Yeah.
I would need someone who's optimistic,
Positive,
hardworking, open-minded.
Right.
Exactly. So it's
which a lot of these are normal things.
Exactly,
But
but-
all bunched together, it's like, damn, that's gonna be really hard.
I don't
away.
think so,
That's
dude.
a ray gun in the mystery box.
For real? You think so, bro?
Maybe the thunder gun on fucking Kino.
No, bro.
Yeah,
It
it
can't be
might
that
be.
hard.
It might be, dude. No matter how much
There's a lot of
you
cracks in
teabag
people.
the mystery box, man,
Right,
it
right,
might
right.
not come out.
Yeah.
I feel
It
like
might just go to another teammate. That's just how it is.
maybe, bro. Maybe. But no, like I said, I got time, man. I'm not stressing about anything like that. But I don't know. Honestly, after we talked about it just now, I don't think I'm too picky. I just think I just need someone who's working hard, who's motivated, and someone who looks.
Those are all
pretty
reasonable,
decent.
super reasonable things, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Why would you want a lazy,
Exactly.
Facts.
unmotivated,
Negative,
negative
yeah.
fucking,
Mhm.
you know.
And honestly, bro, I like there was a point like a couple of years ago where I was like, bro, she smokes or she drinks. It's not like that anymore. I don't care if you smoke or drink. You know, it's totally up to you and shit.
Moderation.
Moderation.
Moderation's
Everything's, bro.
huge.
Everything's moderation.
Moderation's huge.
Everything.
I think especially with drinking, dude.
To be honest, bro, I think vape's a turnoff though. I'd rather you drink alcohol than vape.
Really?
For a female, yeah, bro. Nah, bro. When I see like females hitting nicks and stuff, I stop talking to them.
Nah, dude, alcohol. I feel like alcohol.
Really?
Alcohol for me was
Yeah.
like a huge
But
turn.
like if
Right,
my girlfriend
yeah.
was blacking out 5 out of the 7 days a week, I'm not.
Yeah, fuck
Okay,
that shit. I'm out.
but not blacking out though, bro.
I mean, it's been a banger so far. I think
Facts,
we've
bro.
had some good talks.
We really
Yeah,
be putting this
People,
out.
we've given some value.
Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
drinking in that
facts.
cup?
I
Just
was
water.
gonna say
Mm.
coffee. This like
No, just water.
Mm.
Ice water. All of our other cups are fucked up. so.
Yeah.
nighttime.
Tony, what's on your mind, man? You look like you're thinking over there.
Literally nothing, dude.
I'm thinking.
I'm
You gotta be
very
thinking.
I just like listening to everybody.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
But what are you processing while you're listening?
Opinions? Do you have any
Yeah.
opinions?
On what?
A way to find motivation. That's how we started.
Yeah.
For that one, dude, like I said, or like you said, having the end goal. For me, it's obviously like
Mhm.
my stuff, like, you know.
Do you create shorter in-term goals to get
Yeah.
to that big goal?
Yep.
Okay, because I feel like that's another thing a lot of people miss out on. Is
Exactly.
creating those smaller goals to lead up to that big goal.
There's baby steps. Baby
Writing
steps.
that down.
Yeah, baby steps are into bigger
Definitely.
steps.
Can't get over, like, can't be hard on yourself when you don't achieve that goal. Like
Right.
that's one of those step back, take
Facts.
one back, two
Yep.
forward kind
And
of thing.
I heard this quote. I don't mean to keep bringing in quotes and shit, but
No,
I heard
that's
this
great.
thing where it's like, before you can crawl, you have to like roll. Before you walk, you crawl. Before you run, you walk. And it's just a process,
Right.
and that's with everything else.
Yeah, it's like fractals with investing. Fractals are geometric patterns that repeat themselves over.
Yep.
No matter how much you zoom into the chart, it'll just be the
Still.
same pattern over and over and
Mhm.
over and over again on every time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like people compare that to life. Like there's fractals in nature, like the you know how galaxies are formed, like that
Yeah.
swirl.
Bro.
That shape is like
Gas.
in cells. It's in so many different things a part of nature, and like people like that can be
It all
viewed as a
connects.
fractal.
Yeah.
Where, like
Have you
it's
seen?
just all the same patterns.
There's
Yeah.
these two birds, bro. I think it's peacocks. There's this bird statue somewhere, and there's a pine cone in the middle of it. Have you heard of this or seen it?
No, I haven't. I'm interested though.
So this pine cone represents the pineal gland in your forehead. Are you familiar with that? or
Right.
no?
I'm very
Okay, it's the exact same shape as a pine cone, and then there's things where like the veins in your lungs look like tree branches, and then there's things like your eyeball looks like the star galaxy or like the things. So there's like what you were saying where
Right.
like the fucking patterns and shit. There's a whole bunch of those patterns in life because like I don't want to get like too like one sided here, but like fucking evolution and like shit like that,
I
right?
believe,
Yeah.
me as well. But if you
Mhm.
don't, then that.
Yeah, totally cool. You can believe in what you want, but
Yeah.
that's the reason why I believe in stuff like that with a lot more information and stuff like.
There's a lot of evidence, science. I mean,
Yeah.
theories, but
But I don't want to get too opinionated
No.
and shit because everybody like has different beliefs and it's
Right.
totally cool. I don't
Facts,
hate on
facts.
any religion. I used to be Christian and shit. Just like over the past few years, it's just I've kind of.
it all essentially leads to
It's
the same
interesting.
morals.
It's
Yeah.
very interesting to look
Mhm.
into.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it's about, is morals. I feel like religion, saying it all. I mean, universal shit. That's almost like its own religion, space science.
Yeah.
So but it all kind of still plays in the same morals. You know, like if you're a scientist, you don't want the Earth to die, like shit like that.
Right,
you know?
right.
Like, there's still common morals to be built from every belief, no matter what it is, unless it's like extreme Islam or something. You know, just crazy along like Nazi Germany, shit like that. But at the end of the day, I think most religions kind of build just pretty good morals, no matter what.
Just like what a quote unquote good person should be like.
Right. Don't harm people. Don't do.
Yeah, we're all here.
There's bad ones, you know, like being gay is a sin kind of shit, which like in our society now is like not bad at all.
It's gotten better over time.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially like, with the church, I'm pretty sure like the Pope, he was like basically said that it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's like systems are changing, but over time it still develops good morals. You know what I'm saying? They will change over time, but it's a good blueprint no matter what.
Yeah.
Christianity, Catholicism, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think the rate that we're fucking advancing, like in a grand scheme of things, it's low key slow. But if you look at it from the past 10 years, we're going fast as fuck.
Exponential.
If you look at 2000, from 2000 to now.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, bro. And imagine like the next 10 years, how much faster that's gonna be.
Crypto.
Oh my god.
Elon. Shit that Elon's doing.
Crypto.
The brain thing, bro? What do you think about the brain?
Yeah, the
so
chips.
bad once his bull cycle's over.
You know what?
Accumulate.
He's doing
I
shit.
mean, why not get some now? And then
There's
sell at
no
the
point.
top.
There's literally no point. I'd rather 4x my money in AMC.
That's facts. But anyways, do you hear about the Elon Musk brain thing that he's been
Neuralink?
doing?
Yeah.
A little sketchy there. I don't really know if I really be fucking with that.
That's to like fix like disorder, so it's
Yeah.
not like
Diseases,
a computer.
yeah.
Well, that's what he wants it to be eventually.
Eventually, right.
Like he wants you to be able to watch YouTube. Like we could have this whole conversation in our heads, like without opening our mouths.
So
That's
you
what he
would,
wants
like,
it to
live forever, technically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
If they can find a way to sustain,
Where you're downloading like your...
You could download your conscious onto the chip and then put it into a new body.
You ever see the 100?
No.
You ever see the 100?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Bro, that's what that's kind of how it works. I can't spoil it, but that happens in some episodes where like that's some shit.
The grand scheme of it.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what he wants to do. He's already put in pigs.
At that point, though, isn't there like overpopulation? Like if everyone's just living forever?
Well, can we get political for a second?
Yeah, I mean, dude, talk. Like, who the
That-
fuck's gonna cancel? Who gives a shit?
Our audience is zero. Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, facts. Yeah, until this gets pulled up
Hopefully,
in 4 years.
our audience is like
Until we start clipping shit.
Malaysia or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Look at
care.
their first video.
Facts. I feel like part of COVID, I can't say it in case you get this monetized. I feel like part of that is part of population control. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it plays a
Social security?
huge
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
Why is cancer a thing? How did we get a vaccine for COVID in 9 months?
And we haven't had it for cancer in the last 8 years or how fucking forever.
And it's essentially
years.
almost a similar thing. It's a cell disease.
And they figured out a vaccine for 7 billion people on the planet. So why couldn't they do that with cancer?
I just don't understand how
Money
there's
grab.
no exactly. It's
Like,
it's a
it's-
way to keep natural selection going.
My
Mhm.
mom,
I mean, it's even with like pharmaceuticals, them just feeding people pills because they're making big.
Oh my
money
god,
off
big
that.
pharma, the
Yeah.
opiate epidemic is insane.
And then the feds are getting their little cut.
My brother, I swear to God, my brother at least 2 or 3 times a year knows like people that die from overdoses.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Bro, like the amount of stories I've heard from people saying like, oh, I just got my second, I don't want to say the word again, but second booster type shit for the COVID. It's like, oh, I feel like shit today because I just got my shot. It lowers your immunity, bro. It takes all that fucking shit out of you. The whole.
I'm essentially got the pluck because I've gotten it. You know what I'm saying? I have the antibodies. I'm in retail 5 days a week, around hundreds of different people. Haven't gotten it since. Like, don't ever get sick. Like, I just don't. Especially like people that have already gotten it. I don't understand why go get it if you have the antibodies.
But if you do want to get it, fuck it.
Go ahead. Get it.
I mean,
if
I
you
see
wanna
it for the
protect your
people,
family, whatever.
because people who have like MS for instance.
Right.
Just,
Like,
it sucks that people are getting like almost conned into it. You know,
Yeah.
work's telling you, ooh, you get $150.
It's a little
Like,
communist.
it's like,
Yeah.
You can get Krispy Kreme donuts for free or something.
right.
Yes.
You know, there's like OnlyFans stars sending
Amazon
nudes to
gives
You can get
people
$1 million
that.
from like a lottery thing for every person that
It's
gets it.
crazy.
Yeah, it's like where did the freedom go? Like how do we not have our own opinion?
Right.
You don't have to get it though.
You don't, but
if you work a regular job,
they're trying to pin people.
I was gonna say, next thing you know, it's gonna get to like airlines.
It already is, bro. You can't.
I know in I think it's Australia. You can't travel. In
Australia from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense though. They would lose too much business.
We couldn't go to Hawaii
until they get it to a low percent, like low, probably 2-3% of the population. They wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. No, but there's this thing where like I don't know what date it was, but I was talking to my mom when I went over there this morning. She said that like 50,000 American airline employees are not going into work on a certain day because of the vaccine stuff.
Good for them.
Yeah.
You know, standing up for what they believe in.
Yeah.
When is that supposed to start? The whole 100 employee thing?
I don't know, bro. But like, did you see? I don't know if you looked into it, but there's so many fucking boats just stuck in the middle of the water right now because they're not moving shit because they're not getting vaccinated. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm. Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. There's so much shit sitting on boats right now. Food, items, like all this shit, materials, because the drivers of these boats and these private companies don't want to get the vaccine. And they can't come into the country because the government's saying you need a vaccine. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It's sad.
Over COVID, man. Like, come on.
But they're not covering it, bro. The media
damn, I just said it. I don't care. Fuck it.
What'd you say?
I think I could say it.
He said.
No, I think I could say it.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, the media doesn't cover that. Why aren't they putting that shit out there? If it was flip-flopped, it'd be all over the place. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. That's how it is with everything, though. And I like, it's so blatant. It's so obvious. I can't believe that it's not more people don't understand what the fuck is happening right now. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it.
People got a lot of trust in the system. So a lot of people trust what the government does and how they run it. And they're going to abide by it.
You ever seen the clip of, like, I think it was Richard Nixon saying, like, the worst 9 words, like, anyone from government can say is, like, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
And that's shit. Like the first thing fucking Kamala Harris said right when she like got like inaugurated. It was like, oh, we're here, we're gonna save everyone, we're gonna fix everything.
Again, not to be too political, not to be too like fucking like if you're not this, then fuck you kind of thing. Because I don't care, but it's one of those things like if you push it on me, bro, how you?
I don't think I've stated even a
I just
point of view.
No,
I'm just stating facts.
I like to clarify it, bro, because I know some people can get mixed up and stuff based on like what we say and shit. Just like basically like when we stream and stuff, there's some things I say and then people take it the wrong way. So I just wanted to clarify that like we're not necessarily hating anybody of any sort. No. It's just stating the opinion.
Everybody do, you know? Like you said earlier, it's your world, I'm living in it. Like it is what it is. I can't control it, but I'm just throwing out my perspective.
That's the thing though with society, is like no one can have opinions anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that's tough.
That is literally what has changed the most, I feel like. Even in like the past 5 years. Like people just put out their opinion on what they believe, and then it turns into this whole media war.
Like we all know that that's what's happening, but how did it happen? What got us here?
Everything's just more like soft now. Like you have to be like
there was
cancel culture.
Like if you take Xbox parties from like back in the day, that you could not.
No, absolutely not.
You know.
Facts. Yeah, you be walking into some random Black Ops lobby and you hear N-word, can't kill yourself, shit like that, bro.
I feel like you still do.
Really?
Yeah, if you go on COD, I mean, you still hear the same shit.
Oh, for real? I was on Rust the other day. I was on Rust, playing Rust, and I was a black guy, and as soon as I spawned, they're all yelling, N-word, N-word, N-word!
I was gonna say Rust is pretty toxic.
Rust is pretty toxic, bro.
I think the screen in front of people really stop, I got a big asshole on my side, that's funny, look at that shit. Yeah. But I think that being behind a screen really, like
they wouldn't say it in person.
Right, like it helps people say it more. You know?
And that's the energy that feeds media. It's because people have all these accounts, either Twitter or Twitter.
Well, it's that, and it's also when like they'll show like the black guy getting shot by a white cop, but they won't show like the white, vice versa, that kind of shit, and it doesn't prove anything besides the fact that people are gonna get murdered. It doesn't matter what color skin. None of that shit matters. Everyone's human. You know, it just happens the way it happens in whatever way it is. Chinese guy kills a Mexican guy kills a black guy, white guy kills a Chinese. Like it doesn't.
I mean, it's
murder.
It's the power. Matter. It's the power of the race card, though. I mean,
I just think we need to remove that whole conversation from our society to improve.
Yeah.
This shit doesn't matter. You don't look like you look at people like you were explaining to women. Like you look at people for like the reasons Matt wants a girl, like for their characteristics. traits, their personality traits, shit like that. Not, oh, you're a black guy.
And people take it to the heart.
Not you're Chinese, like, or white, or whatever. That shit just does not matter. I don't think it needs to matter. Right, because
at the end of the day, like, we got two eyes, we got a nose, we got a mouth, we're all the same fucking...
We all have a soul or whatever,
right.
Conscience, energy to us.
We got a heart beating type shit.
Yeah, we have emotions, like it's... I don't know. Yeah, I mean, systems in certain areas can do people dirty, but I don't think that that's the overall issue. I think the overall issue is, even talking about the topic of racism being a thing.
I feel like it is a thing. Like there are you could let me say this, right? There's the typical quote unquote redneck or like country white guy. Alabama, like that has a bad rep behind it because that's like the stigma behind it. They're to be racist in a sense, right? But it doesn't say, not to say that racism doesn't exist, because there's people who don't like people for certain skin types, but it's more about like, I don't know, bro. Like I don't think it's I don't know, man.
I think it
carries
absolutely
way too much weight.
It absolutely exists within certain people, certain cultures, certain families, whatever.
Yeah.
But my point is over a long period of time, if society just agreed it wasn't a major issue, let's stop talking about it. Let's stop making it a big thing. Let's promote positivity and stop talking about violence. Stop talking about the bad, negative things constantly. And let's talk about the good things. Yeah. And if that became a long pattern consistently,
where you only hear about the good things and shit,
I think that could change what's going on. But until media starts doing that, shit's not gonna change.
But do you think if we only talked about the good things and only put out the good things, that...
Well, there would be. You still put the actual bad shit, not.
Yeah, there's always gonna be bad
store. No one needs to hear. You know, people don't need to hear that negative bullshit.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? I guess they do because of safety or whatever. But at the end of the day, who robs a gas station and then goes and fucking mass shoots?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the media portraying the bad apple that ruins.
That's what I'm saying, because it gets clicks, it gets views, they get that ad revenue.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, facts.
But
everyone's pinching pennies. Everybody wants that.
But they can flip that. It's gonna. There might be a year or two where ratings are low, but eventually it'll flip, and things will start going the other way, where people want to see more positive shit than negative shit.
That's true, bro. And it might even switch around a lot of people's mindsets with a lot of different things.
Exactly, and it's just media just has to flip the way they do shit. But for whatever reason, they don't think it's possible that people will click positive things because of the culture they've built.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's like they created that big loop, that big fractal. You know, these patterns are everywhere. Where it's just they fuck themselves.
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's like a bucket of crabs. Like everyone's, I guess, starting out, everyone's in the bucket, and then once that person gets, or that crab either gets out of the bucket, everyone's trying to bring them back into the bucket because they're not in the position.
Right, they want to be in his, because he had like the spirit to do so.
Yeah.
Do you think it would get as many clicks though if it was like all positive stuff?
Not at first. That's why I said they might have a couple years where it's bad. But I think eventually it would be able to flip.
It would also need to be though. It would also need to be.
I don't know, because I feel like people like to see like the bad things. Like if they're like concerned about it, they like to read about it.
Good things though.
Right. But Steven's point, like, if all media companies were to be doing this for a long period of time, it would eventually roles would be flipped.
Like people would adapt to it.
Yeah, but then they have nothing to like worry about, you know.
And that's
like
cool.
if it's something they're worried about,
you still show bad stuff, like actual bad things, you know.
Yeah.
You don't need to show like
everything bad,
house fire, shooting, like you do
plane crashes.
You do in certain situations, but if it's Chicago and there's a shooting on every road every fucking night, and you wake up and there's caution tape outside, like you know what happened. You don't need to know that it was a 13-year-old and all the details.
Yeah.
Or he got shot in the head and the heart, and
right.
They just make it so like
right. If they try and do that to like, I guess it wouldn't really make it.
I think it just triggers emotion.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is not right. We gotta do something.
We gotta fix this. But the programs, the systems.
Right.
When that's not what the issue is.
There's 7 billion people, bro. It's never gonna get eliminated completely.
Yeah, it's the diversity.
There's so many different people doing different shit every single day. When you're driving on the road, you're passing 300,000 people. Not 300,000 people. You're passing a fuck ton of people. All
giant
doing,
buildings filled with people.
All doing different shit with different motives, with different family members going through different emotions and shit, bro. You're never gonna fix the fucking majority.
Thoughts, everyone.
Right. I agree with you though. If you start pushing out positive media over fucking however many years, whatever, it'll eventually flip roles. People are gonna start wanting to click on the best of the best things. Like when you look at a Mr. Beast video, holy fuck, he gave away $100,000.
Right.
You're clicking on that.
Facts.
Imagine
$1
million
to spend on
Yeah.
You know, imagine they put that in the news instead of Justin Bieber got fucking arrested. They put Mr. Beast just gave $1 million away. This is look what this guy's doing on YouTube. He's helping people. He's
facts.
But they don't do that shit.
Right.
They'd rather be like, oh, Chris Brown hit Rihanna.
And that's what I'm saying with like the bucket of crab shit. Like, the people will just keep trying to pull on for even small shit from the past.
Fuck, dude. That I hope it happens eventually. I think over a period of time it will.
It's like hopeful, but it's just not.
I don't know. Maybe in like 100 years, realistically.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna have to happen regardless.
I think there's definitely gonna be a dark age for sure.
Because if you just think about where the world's going in general, just environment, everything that's happening, not even just meeting in general, like
it's because
the rate that we're at, it's like 200 years is. That's
we don't know if we're gonna fucking make it, bro. The boat might sink tomorrow. Type shit.
It's the people running it.
Facts.
And that's why
I truly believe by the time our generation gets to that point where we have 50-year-olds that can run for president.
Yeah.
I really hope that when our generation gets to that point, we're able to step in and make moral changes, because I think our generation has different morals than others. You know what I'm saying? I think we're I don't know, I just feel like we're smarter. That sounds egotistical and arrogant, but like
in what ways though? Like what morals are different? What would you say?
Well, not morals, but like we care more about like achieving common goals, I feel like. Older, I feel like
does though? Would you say the majority of people do?
Majority, yeah. Obviously not everybody. There's shitty people no matter what, but a lot of the people like I personally know, like I just feel like everybody has the same kind of common morals and beliefs, and like treat people with dignity, like you know, like
utilitarianism and shit.
Right.
Yeah. But I think a problem for our generation and the younger generations is, again, just throw my opinion on here real quick. This might get really fucking messy, but I personally don't really agree or understand, maybe a lack of knowledge of like the whole transgender thing, dude. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because obsessing over gender, I can quote it from Joe Rogan's podcast, that was the fall of Greece and Rome. And if you look at the rate we're going with politics getting so much more talked about openly and stuff, with this whole transgender thing, I think it's just going to be a whole fucking downhill thing after this. Not because you're changing your gender, you're not comfortable with who you are or whatever the case may be to why you're changing it, but I think it's because the way that, like, for example, TikTok, social media, and the media is making it be, like, so... I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that the way they're going about it...
It's like a fad.
Right.
It's, like, cool.
Yeah.
A trend.
A trend, exactly. Perfect
An identity
word.
crisis.
Right. You know?
When more, it's like it really is a disorder in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's a disorder that doesn't necessarily need to be solved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people can still live their lives happily. Not necessarily, because the suicide rate is 50% no matter if you get the surgery or not.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, half the people live happy lives after surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that, I mean, that statistic alone really does show that it's a mental illness.
It's a gamble.
I mean, no matter if you get that surgery or not, you're 50. It's like flipping a coin if you're likely to commit suicide.
But those other 50% might not even be happy. They
might just not have like the guts or whatever people would call it to do it.
Because, like, for example, like when I go out shopping or whatever, it makes me happy for like 10, 15 minutes. I get home, try the clothes, cool. I feel comfortable. I like this stuff. But then, like, in 4 days, 5 days, oh, I've had these jeans for 5 days. They're just my jeans now, right? Or, oh, I just got paid today. Sweet, more money, right? But then after that, all the happiness goes away, you know, and it's just right back there. So I haven't personally changed my gender, so I don't know. But I would assume over a period of time, it's just this is me now.
I just feel like there has to be
all
a
the
different
anticipation.
Yeah,
there has to be some sort of different solution to that. You know, I don't
have an answer for it.
I agree. You know,
I definitely think it's mental.
Sex, I don't care. Go fuck whatever, whoever. Don't.
If
don't
they're
rape,
above age
don't,
type shit, right?
Right. Like do what you want. Go lick toes. Go what? I don't care.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Gay, lesbian, bi, whatever.
Yup.
But when you talk about transgenders and we're bringing up suicide rates and seeing the mental disorders and the depression and all these things, like, yeah, you can attribute the depression and the suicide and all that thing, the society and the way those people feel because of the pressure that's put on them or whatever, but that statistic hasn't changed since things have gotten better.
Dude, that also goes back to our conversation though, where like if you don't give a fuck what people are thinking, why do you have that pressure? Don't fall into that pressure.
Exactly. It doesn't matter where what you want, be who you are.
Peer pressure is crazy though.
I don't know.
No, it is.
It's just, fuck, man, I keep putting that foot up, but
I've seen peer pressure do some fuck shit to people.
No, I don't.
Who
but
cares?
it's just like
Who cares?
uncomfortable.
We just talked about that. Like,
No, it's like uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like I feel the skin.
Oh,
when it's
on
breeze, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But when it's on the carpet, you don't feel it.
Right. It's just floor.
Yeah.
So you were saying you think things are going to get better with our generation.
I hope. I don't
like,
think, but I
we just
hope.
talked about all that like transgender stuff, and that's like our generation too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And people want things like handed to them. That's our generation.
Right, but I think our morals, for me, like I don't necessarily agree with the whole topic at hand, but I'm never gonna treat that person without dignity. I'm never gonna disrespect that person. I'm never gonna go out of my way to belittle them.
Right.
Like none of that. And I think that's a common belief between. We can disagree on it, but I think a majority of the people our age would agree that they're not gonna go out of their way to distreat that person.
Yeah, but a lot of people our age want things like handed to them, and then they get like upset when they don't get those things. You know,
that's true. Which could create a little bit of an anarchy over time.
Mm-hmm. Who's to say though? We might need an anarchy here, bro.
Communism is not necessarily bad.
We might need that shit.
Every aspect of communism put together is horrible, but some aspects are not necessarily horrible.
I mean, there's some going on right now that's behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, but
yeah.
I feel like once population gets to a number, you almost run out of options.
Well, the thing that's crazy is if you look at even the past century, how much the population goes up or has gone up.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing the next 100 years, like what the fuck are we gonna do with all these people?
Right.
That's why Elon wants to get us Mars so bad.
Yeah. Or even if you can do the thing with the hydrogen, converting the hydrogen to some sort of whatever. I know right now he's doing a petition where to turn fossil fuels and like carbon into good shit. I guess there's a way.
I didn't know that.
If that shit happens, that's game changing.
Yeah, that would be huge. Yeah. I don't know, man. Population's one of those scary things. It's like that and nuclear warfare are like our two biggest things. And the ice caps melting. 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really big things, but we're more worried about what we just talked about for 10 minutes, transgenders, like
true.
But like there's the ice caps are melting.
No, we're looking at the smaller. No, that's a good point, Steve. We're looking at the smaller issues here, but we should be worried about the bigger things that can lead to.
And that's another big issue with media and shit right now.
Yeah, like you were talking about, like it's always the small bad things.
Those would be the big bad things to talk about, to draw real attention to.
Like
Imagine 90% of the people on the planet were working towards the same goal.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Could you imagine how much shit
could get done?
We could get accomplished as an Earth,
like a utopia.
It's literally like we would get to Mars fucking by
the
end of next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every scientist in the world put all their effort and energy into let's get the fucking Mars.
But it's
they also competitive. Need to do other things. They have to do other things as well
to keep things going.
Yeah,
right.
You can't just like completely.
Well, not every I'm saying like aerospace scientists.
Yeah,
I should
get them all in
more
the same room. Get all the Russian ones. Get all the United States ones.
Right.
Get all the
fuck politics. Fuck stupid.
Well, that's how it is.
War,
it's competitive capitalism
because they're working like against each other at the same exact thing. If they could be working together for it,
like the space race.
Exactly. Could you imagine? Could you imagine what would be accomplished in
the space,
short terms?
Facts.
Like some fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender shit after Aang defeats a Fire Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Like they're all just living in harmony, dude, working towards the same shit.
You lost me there, but I've got an idea.
It's sad. That's saddening that you
it's
don't
also,
know that.
It's like it's a power trip too, though, bro. It's a power trip and a money grab. Whoever's gonna get there first. Whoever's gonna get this account.
Well, that's how it is.
We all know that, and
it's
they don't even get paid much. Who cares? You're the president of the United States. Who cares? Like, do something that's going to benefit the world. Make yourself a memorable, good president.
Well, it's the whole number game. True. I mean, everyone's focused on the numbers within things. At the end of the day, gold's gold. Like, we only put a value on it because all the other countries agreed with it.
Our money's not valued by gold anymore.
No, I know, but I'm just saying in general, like you said about this utopia, we're focused on digits and numbers that have no correlation with our advancements.
So is our generation too. How many followers you got?
Clicks, likes, like people, like I feel like what you were saying about fads. People have fads to like be sad and have depression and all that shit. Like
someone just clicked in my mind.
I'm not like shitting on the people who actually have because that shit's fucked.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like depression and all that shit's fucked. But there's a lot of people I feel like that fall in for either attention or whatever. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm not going to speak on it too much because I've never had depression or anything like that. But I feel like you can definitely step out of that if you work towards the right thing. If you're, for example, it might be working out for you. It might be writing. It might be going on a walk. It might be doing some sort of passion project. But I feel like
that's a lot. If you have chronic depression,
using
real chronic depression, going on a walk sounds like going on a fucking marathon.
Hike.
That sounds like the worst thing in the world to someone
that's that mental block though.
Room.
Exactly.
The room is like your safe
it
spot.
literally has to be like, I need to get up and fucking change my clothes today. I need to get up and brush my teeth. I need to get up and shower.
But even if it's that though, like we were talking about earlier, baby steps lead to bigger steps.
Exactly. That's where sometimes it has to start with like, I need to clip my toenails. Like stupid little shit.
Literally everything is possible. You just gotta have that motivation, like we were saying, man.
And a dire want. You have to have a dire want. If you don't, you're trapped.
Yeah.
Until that develops, and you have to figure it out. Life's hard, man.
It is.
And we're all a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds saying this, but it really is tough.
I don't know, and I feel like people get too caught up on figuring out life. Like, even the people that are successful and people that make it, like, still are going through the motions and going through the shit. It's just the manner of how...
You can't figure it out. You only have to learn from it.
Exactly. Like, people think that once you get to that spot, you know, it's going to be perfect.
But it's not.
Like, there's going to be people sadly dying around you, friends dying around you. But it's just the way that you cope.
Yeah.
Things you can't control. Control the controllable.
Right?
Yeah.
Perspective, man.
Facts,
Perspective's key.
Life is what you make it, too. Like, if you want to have that mindset of, like, okay, my day's horrible, right? So the rest of my day is going to be horrible. My morning was shit, so the rest of my day is going to be shit. But if you say, oh, my day was shit, or my morning was shit, I'm going to make this afternoon great. I'm going to go do some real shit. I'm going to, like, flip this day around for me. You can have that mindset, and things can, like, really flip around for you.
But that's, again, another pattern I feel like that needs to develop before it just happens.
True. Because a lot of people feel like the position that they're in it for a reason.
Yeah, like, you can't... It's, like, another one of those things where you can't, like, manufacture that. And it needs to be a real raw, like...
Right.
Emotion that you feel.
I
can't just be like, I know I need to think this way, so I'm gonna manufacture my thoughts like that. It will not work.
Not for everybody, I guess, but I learned this from Gary Vee after watching Gary Vee for so long. It was just that, like, I feel like a lot of my work ethic is from one, my mom, and then two, Gary Vee, just like instilling like, this is your fucking life, this is your one time here. Fucking why wait till tomorrow when you get done today type shit, you know what I mean?
Facts.
And I think that's just why I'm so optimistic now, is because honestly, bro, I could give a lot of my fucking optimistic, you know, to Gary Vee and Charlie Rocket, I'd say. You know, two solid guys right there. And I feel like a lot of my growth is from both of them, to be honest.
And to have a good perspective, you need to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be closed-minded. If you think a specific certain way consistently, you can't grow. It's like almost impossible to be, what's the word we were just talking about? Like a blanking.
Grow, adapt, optimistic.
Nah, optimistic, whatever. No.
Creative?
Depression?
No. I don't know. We all brain farted right there. It's all good. But yeah, like optimism or whatever, whether it be, it's...
Work ethic.
Yeah.
Was that it or no?
No.
So we were talking about
someone else talk. I forget. No, I forget.
I don't know. You don't.
Forgot
I feel
the
like
idea.
A lot of things too is like for instance, something I've been thinking about a lot is like once you get to like your deathbed. Like, do you really want to be on your deathbed wishing that you did that or wishing you were with them?
No, facts.
And like the only thing that's guaranteed in this life is death. Everything else it's achievable.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
I watched a great video the other day, and it was like a dude ranting and saying like every aspect of life is a risk. No matter what you going to college and all that, life is a risk. Fucking
driving.
Eating a certain food is a risk. I mean, you don't know if you're gonna choke on it. He started playing the butterfly effect, and he was just playing. No matter what you do in life, it's a risk. And he said that at the end, the only thing guaranteed is death.
Yeah, And I feel like it goes back to like anticipation, like in fears. Like people let these fears like drive their life, and it's like through the anticipation. Once you get to that fear and that anticipation's over, it was in your head a million times worse than what it actually was. For instance, people jumping out of planes, zip line, like whatever it is. Like you're thinking the worst of the worst, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, like damn, I feel like I'm on top of the world.
And that's what anxiety is like fear. And once you start letting that shit dictate your life and dictate your decisions, then you're
well, that's what I'm saying with a lot of people let fear, and then at the beginning, like they're drawn back to comfortability. Like people don't want to step out of that comfort zone
ever
because of what they're imagining in their head.
Yeah, like oh my god, this is gonna happen. Oh my god, I'm gonna get judged. Oh my god, my coworkers are gonna find it.
Right. Oh. Like when we went cliff jumping for the first time, I was scared to jump off the thing, but I knew that like if I just like,
well, that's a reasonable thing. You can get injured.
No, definitely right, but like. If you think of it going a good way, you're more likely to jump off, right? But if you're thinking, oh my god, if I fucking land on my back, it's gonna hurt like a bitch, and I'm gonna be like fucking, you know. But worst comes to worst, bro, like you're jumping into water, man. You know what I mean?
For me, it's like that thing, like what we were talking about the other night, like just live.
Facts.
Just fucking do it. Have no limit on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just live, man.
Joe Rogan said, literally Nike's slogan, just do it.
Yeah.
It's like literally the most powerful thing.
Yeah.
Because
like,
even
what
if
are you doing if you're not just doing it?
I feel like I'd rather the situation go fucking horrible than have the regret about it.
Yeah.
When we went to California, Jason, Tony, and I, we went to California, and on the plane ride home, I was looking at this girl who was like 2 rows in front of us, and I was like, fuck, she's pretty. Next time she gets up, I'm gonna ask her for a Snapchat. She gets up, fuck, I don't want to do this. I'm kind of like sweating a little bit because I worried to ask this girl about her Snapchat on a fucking plane, right? I say, hey. I was like real quiet because of fucking turbulence, or not turbulence, but the engines were so loud, so I was quiet, and I had to say it again. I was like, yo, can I get your Snapchat? And I had to say it again, can I get your Snapchat? And then she's like, oh no, I don't have Snapchat, and sat down. But if I were to get off that plane thinking, damn, I should ask her for a Snapchat, I'm so much happier that I asked and got rejected.
Then you could be thinking more, wasting more time, because then you're like thinking like, damn, what if I did ask her? Like, oh yeah, they could have been my future wife. Like it could just really lead to like a lot of time wasting.
Yeah. No, like I would so much rather have a situation go completely wrong than regret it and think about it.
Just having a bunch of feathers in your cap rather than either a deck of cards or whatever.
Living by the same cycles. Cyclical, dude. I'm telling you, life is cyclical. It's the same shit over and over and over.
I think it's important, too, to step out of your comfort zone. Like, really, really, really important.
Oh, super important. That's why I wanted to move here so bad.
That's a big part of growth. I feel like stepping out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Like, no one's telling you it's going to be easy. And who knows, you might stumble upon something that comes way easier than, like, what I said and you anticipated.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to move here so bad. It's just because I wanted, like, to get out of that comfortability in my mind. Like, even though I wasn't very comfortable there.
Yeah.
But, just overall, it was still, like, my home. It was my, you know, I was very comfortable. I could do whatever the hell I wanted. Like,
your spawn.
Right, and it was just like I needed to get out of that comfort zone so I can like just I don't even know the explanation.
Experience.
Right, just to get out of the comfort zone, to get out of our hometown, to just not your hometown, but you know, like us.
Exactly, I feel you, bro.
Just to get the fuck out of there and just start something new and be in a new area and you know drive around new places and see new areas. Like it's just.
Right.
I feel like you need those steps in life. If you there's people that just live in the same house for 50 years. And it's like, why?
Yeah,
and you've been looking at the same shards of grass your whole fucking life.
Right.
Like, obviously you cut them. Obviously.
And I feel like our generation's getting better at that. Because I feel like a lot of older generations were like that. Where they would stay in their hometown.
I definitely agree that our generation's getting better at moving around and like kind of like stepping out of your comfort zone.
I feel like we look like dumbasses because we're grouping our generation together. But like, I hope like we're not. Like just
we're not trying to, but I'm just saying
it's an overall statement.
Yeah,
like it's obviously majority rules.
95 and up.
But I feel like a lot of our generation just follows trends. Like, oh, LA looks cool, you know.
I think that's how it's always been. Fads. Like no matter not our generation, just. That's how
it's a cool vacation spot.
I just feel like that's how developing happens is like trends and all that kind of the you know cigarettes were cool at one point.
True, but
there's doctors smoking cigarettes.
Right, but it's never been
lawyers and shit like in court.
It's never been more trendy than now. Now has been the most trend we've ever had just because of social media.
Just the communication, everybody can. It's communicate about.
Yeah, like you see it when you scroll TikTok. There's usually like 10 to 12 trends every time you scroll.
I mean, Kobe Bryant passed away. The whole world knew in 5 minutes.
Right. Exactly.
That shit was crazy. That shit was literally a movie, straight out of a movie.
Yeah, but it was like that's what the point I'm trying to make. Though is literally the whole world knew in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Same with Juice WRLD.
Yeah, it's like so.
Which is a good thing that we can kind of like share some shit like that, right? But there's pros and cons to everything.
I just wish we would hear some good things. What was the last good news thing you heard?
I'd say Elon, but like.
That's good news.
I couldn't name anything.
Yeah.
I feel like I see good news, but like I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, because my head's going to all the
bad.
bad.
Like the bad news, you can remember.
Yeah.
And it's fucked because like I know this is kind of touchy, but like when we had like terrorist attacks, I feel like that's like the only time our country like kind of comes together.
Yeah.
Then a few months go by and it's back to the same bullshit.
And not even just the terrorist acts, bro. It was like around the time of the election and shit with all the rioting.
Yeah.
That everybody knew about that.
It's like that bad shit will happen. People will come together for it, and then the blame game starts after.
Even
whose fault was it?
Yeah.
Why did it happen?
Yeah.
Even
it was
with
your
like,
fault.
Yeah. Even with like the fucking shootings, like I feel like that's getting normalized, which is the most fucked up thing to say because it's like, oh, Texas.
Another one of those.
Yeah, and it's like, does no one not see the fucking issue of this?
That's a mental illness problem, though.
Yeah.
I don't think that's people.
Well, I know, but people automatically dive into the gun thing when it's like you can leave a Glock on the table and that Glock's gonna stay there 24 hours in the day. As soon as someone picks it up, man.
Yeah, and they're saying like take away guns and shit too. But there was this guy in Norway who killed 5 people with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So
it's a bad
news. I really shouldn't laugh, but it's just like crazy. It's like uncomfortable.
So whether or not people are gonna die, bro, guns or not, and if you do take away guns, people are still gonna get guns, bro. People already have illegal guns.
Facts.
No matter what, you can fucking build them. You can buy a build-a-gun kit online. That shit'll ship to your house. You put it together, and now you have a gun.
I had that conversation with my grandpa the other day. How they keep putting these restrictions, and these restrictions are actually only making gun violence worse because you can't just go to a place and get your like guns anymore without going through a whole background check and a bunch of bullshit. So people are just gonna buy it off the street, buy it off the black market, buy it.
No matter what, there's a way around it. All they would be doing is taking the guns away from civilians. That's literally it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. It's either New Zealand or maybe I don't know. Some place right now just outlawed guns, and it's turning into a whole fuckery because of.
What's the country? There's a country where everyone like has guns.
I heard that too. I don't know where that is.
Like in their house, no matter what, and like it has like the lowest like crime rate in the world.
Interesting.
It was like
somewhere in Europe. Or
why would you rob a house
with
if you knew every single house had a gun in it?
Right, because then you're basically walking into death. It's more about like who's a sharper shooter. You feel me?
You'd have to be a dumbass.
Like,
fight or flight.
Yeah, facts. My aunt, I guess I'm gonna say she's basically my aunt. She teaches down in Texas schools, and her school specifically is required to have every teacher be trained how to hold a gun and how to shoot a gun and hold it in the classroom just in case anything happens. So like, never had a fucking like school shooting there because no one's walking into a classroom or anyone that the teacher has a gun
and knows how to use it.
Facts,
properly,
exactly.
Yeah,
trained.
Who would do that? You
Right.
had to be crazy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man.
I think, dude, it sounds bizarre when you think about like putting more guns out there, but when you do, it's a great point to that country, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Why would you walk into a house?
We have like 5 or 6 guns per capita per person.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying it's bad because.
So we have plenty of guns already. It's just the laws that aren't in place.
Yeah, I think that's a really good fucking idea because I personally. Obviously, I wouldn't go rob someone, right? Even if I knew they did or did not have a gun. But I'd be so less likely to rob them if I knew they had a fucking gun in their house. Whether,
Yeah.
Like, that's just common sense. I'm not trying to die.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Right. Over what? A piece of jewelry?
Right.
So you can go pawn it. You get
Facts.
some crack.
Melt down the silver.
Yeah. No, that's a good point,
It's
bro.
even with like the drug situation. Like even if they like got rid of like all the people that are incarcerated for fucking like marijuana, still like
It's sad.
it is
It's
because
sad.
you got to think a cut of everyone's money at the end of the year is going to these jail systems.
Mhm.
People are in there for what?
Well, and you have legal drug dealers that are billionaires that are creating the opiate epidemic.
Yeah.
Legal meaning like pharmaceutical, like
Right, like big pharma.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're legal drug dealers. That's what they are.
Okay.
And if they did like what Oregon did, where like comes down to your own responsibility. If you want to do crack, do crack.
Like, yeah, but you're just gonna get
not make it a whole court fucking system bullshit.
Yeah. How are they doing with that? I haven't really looked into.
I haven't really looked into it, but I think mostly like good feedback and shit's coming from it. But
okay. I don't know. That kind of scares me. I don't know if I'd want to be.
It could just create hot zones.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be taking my kids on a walk one day and there's a crackhead on the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it could create hot zones too, where all the crackheads get centralized there now. You know, it's sucking them out of the other areas.
Yeah.
So when I was in Cali, when I was in Santa Barbara, they had it was like a whole police like squad that cleaned out this bridge of all of these crackheads and all these people underneath the bridge, and they were just walking through the town. And this is like one of the cleanest towns in California, and there would just be people smoking on the streets when this city was like a no smoking policy, and that would be like kind of the effect I feel like it would.
And it's all because it's warm there.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really have much to worry about out there.
Right.
Yeah, because if you're in New York and you're homeless, bro,
you gotta stay warm.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out how you're gonna get winter clothes for sure.
That sucks ass, bro. Yeah. Like I want to speak like this, but I don't know for real. But I feel like if I was a homeless person, I'd go to fucking Florida or I'd go to California as fast as I can.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, and even
I don't know. I'd have to hitchhike or some shit. I would figure it out.
You gotta save up like $150 for like a fucking bus ticket.
Right, some shit.
Get a bus ticket, or you could have nothing coming in though.
Yeah. But if you're a young guy, I feel like you could probably get some money.
Like
definitely do it. Just like
right.
Yeah.
That's another thing, bro. Yeah. Why aren't homeless people getting jobs? I don't understand that. Is there a reason why they don't get accepted, or
they don't look good? Maybe.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They can't clean up.
Yeah. They're coming to an interview looking all like.
A lot of them are like people that have been arrested previously.
I don't know. Even with homelessness, I feel like could get fixed so easy. Like you got to think about. I worked at a retirement home. Just using this as an example, but at the end of the night, we'd throw away all the fucking food, no matter if it was still good.
Most restaurants do,
and that's how it is. Most restaurants, like my brother works at a brewery, and they throw all this fish, fucking fries, all this shit at the end of the night. It's like, why can't someone be packaging it up, bringing it to homeless shelters, or bringing it to?
Because it's a money game, and then no one would pay for it.
No, I know, but I don't know.
Why is it gonna be like that? Is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because then capitalism wouldn't exist.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, Steve. But
that's just the leftovers, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just the leftovers.
Right.
They're not cooking up meals for them. They're just having the leftovers. Yeah.
Like if it's half of a piece of
I just
fish.
feel like over time it would create like a big supply and demand issue.
It could, but we were also talking about earlier about like fucking why can't everyone just work on one thing, or why can't we just make everybody like that? So that would be an example. Yeah. I see why it would be a flaw at this day and age, but over time,
it's possible, absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, it's more of the corruption when people that are corrupting, I guess, die.
Yeah.
The only better it's really gonna get.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. It's scary. I'm like scared to have kids in this world.
Kind of hyped though. Yeah. Seeing where like medical advancements and shit is gonna go.
That also scares me too, though, because it's a money grab.
Yeah, but like cyborgs, that'd be pretty good.
Oh jeez, that scares me.
Bionic legs and shit.
Bro, like fucking, I bought my parents a toaster, bro, and this shit just does it all by itself. All you do is put the bread in there, and it sucks the toast down.
What a toaster usually does.
Right?
Toast the bread.
Right, bro. Right. But you don't even gotta push the button, bro. You just set it one time, and it does its thing. You put the bread in there, it fucking goes down by itself, comes up by itself.
So,
you don't push any buttons. You don't push toaster. You don't push it. You don't set how hot it's gonna be or anything. Fully automatic toaster, bro.
That scares you more than like Alexas and stuff in the house?
No,
okay.
Alexas are
that shit.
Yeah, because like you can listen into it, but that's just an example. Like if that can be fully automated, imagine what else can be fully automated.
Like a vacuum that just runs around your house.
That's cool though. I fuck with Roombas.
That's all sensor based though.
But
if anything, they're a GPS locator, and then they just know where you live.
It's just mapping.
They can figure that shit out anyway.
Facts, because we all have phones on us and shit.
So
the Alexa shit's weird though. Like I've had times where I'll be home alone. Alexa, because my mom has one in like every fucking corner of the house.
Yeah.
But it'll just be either random music. Like one time there was like, why can I not think? It was like classical music was playing in a room.
Do you guys do they use it?
Playing.
Do they actively use it?
I would say compared to me, I only use it as a speaker. But like with my mom, she uses it for like, Amazon, like what's on my list or whatever.
Yeah.
Like she uses it, but she doesn't use it religiously.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just crazy the marketing they were able to do to get people to actually fill their house with those things.
Well, it makes it seem like life is easier if you have it. Everybody wants
with
simplicity.
lights and stuff too.
Yeah, everyone wants simplicity and speed. How fast can this happen for me?
So they can just go sit on the couch faster.
Well, that's how it is. The value of being lazy, having less stuff to do.
Right.
They're giving out Google Homes too. Like they're trying to get them in every home.
Yeah.
Like with Spotify, you could get a free one.
Yeah, if you have a Spotify account.
A year ago.
Did you guys see those car things you could get if you have Spotify Plus?
No.
Yeah. It's like a screen, a touch screen.
Yeah.
Screen. All you do is pay for shipping, and they send it to you. It's for your car.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
You plug it into your USB. It's like a touchscreen just for Spotify.
What do you think they're trying to get out of it?
I don't know.
I think it's just like a...
Oh, that's gotta be something.
Maybe it tracks your location.
There's
how far you go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's free.
No,
and I think their app already does that probably.
It's too good to be true.
There's gotta be some incentive behind it. There has to be. Why?
They're not just gonna be like, oh, we're making money.
Maybe they're selling data that they get from.
Yeah.
They collect data from it. Like Google Homes. That's why they're trying to give them out for free.
What kind of data?
So they can collect all your data.
Anything. That's why Facebook ads work.
Well, what kind of data could they collect just from a touchscreen screen that just projects
the music you listen to, so it'll promote concerts in your area.
Already doing that.
But it might do it better or differently.
Yeah.
Based on your area when you're driving and shit, how far this is from you or something.
I just feel like the app could already do that.
Maybe it tracks like your speed too, like how fast you're going on certain songs are playing or something like that.
Or maybe
I doubt it.
But you literally just plug it in.
Facts. It could just be
and
filling
then it
out
pulls
some
up
kind
the
of
Spotify app.
Right, but it might be like what route you take to work, so that way people and companies know where to put
Google
billboards.
Maps already knows
No, where to put billboards and shit for like that type of genre of music or some shit.
Google Maps already knows that, and if Google data shares with Spotify, they already know that.
Like I know,
so
maybe
I'm pretty sure,
but maybe it's easier.
I think it's either Google or like Uber or someone's in the works of making an app where like all throughout the world they can figure out places where like empty parking spaces are.
Really?
Yeah. So like if you're trying to go to somewhere, it comes up as
damn, that's cool. Like low key, but that's kind of scary.
Like it comes up as like, oh, is this place filled? Is this parking garage filled? Half filled?
That's insane.
How does that work with like grass parking lots? When like they do like the fireworks at piers.
I feel like that's different.
Yeah,
just measurements maybe.
Yeah. Like actual concrete.
You know, it would be cool, bro. This would be really fucking sick if somehow they were to put like weight sensors in a parking garage for every single parking spot. So when there's a car in it, and it would say like capacity, like there'd be a big sign on the outside of the parking garage. It'd say capacity. Let's give me a low number. 1,000, and then 995 spots are taken because 995 cars are on the weight pressures of the fucking spots, bro. Mm-hmm. That'd be some good technology.
It sounds like something you could have redstone wire in Minecraft.
They just have the tickets. Like people going in, right? Yeah. They just do that with the tickets, like you get when you go in the parking garage.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they already do that with.
Yeah.
If you think about it with like red lights and all that, that's all sense.
Well, like you were just saying, it would automate it, make it easier.
Right.
Then it would save the 2 seconds of handing out a ticket.
Because if you're like,
well, you push the button on the machine, then you get the ticket. You know.
No, but anyways, I guess the main idea of it is just to have like the capacity, so you don't pull in parking garage and be like, oh fuck, I just drove all the way up to here and there wasn't even fucking
when you
spots.
turn the ticket in the parking garage, does it like...
I don't know.
Nah, so they give you the ticket right when you pull in. And then when you're either leaving, if you're, say you're gone for a week or whatever, you give them the ticket and then they read how long you're either parked there or...
Yeah.
Because every parking garage I've been in, you just drive in and then push a button, get a ticket, and go find a spot. Mm-hmm. And then you leave, you put the ticket back in, and then pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah, but what I was saying is like, what if you're in a super populated area during like the Super Bowl and the entire parking garage is full? You just wasted your time going up there and looking for a parking spot.
Well, you wouldn't though if they just took the ticket data, because that's the exact same as the weight.
But do they do that?
They could.
But do they?
I don't know.
That was the thing. Yeah. The thing is tracking the capacity of the parking garage.
Parking garage. Yeah. That's some fucking passive income.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy. Me and Delia did the math on that because we were thinking. I think it was $42 for 24 hours. So say there's 10,000 cars in there.
Yeah.
It's a big ass parking garage.
Yeah, but you gotta pay for
okay. Realistic, 1,000. Say there's 1,000.
Yeah.
$1,042 for one day, bro. There's people that park.
440
people are going to the system too, though. Yeah. People are gonna just.
4,000. I thought it was 420.
No, it's 42,000. If it's $42 for one car for 24 hours, if there's 1,000 cars.
Oh yeah, because you dropped the 3 zeros.
But anyways, you gotta think about the expenses
per
and the
day.
people aren't gonna pay. Like if they grab a second ticket and then it's like free for 15 minutes. You know about that?
Is it?
Like if you go to a parking garage and it's free for like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, the first.
You just get another ticket before you leave and then it's free.
Yeah.
But like People will probably do that too.
Yeah, true.
Right, but you gotta think about your expenses, man. You're
But
paying,
like 3/4 of people are gonna pay.
All you're
Right,
paying
right,
is
right.
lease and maintenance. to
you're
keep it
paying for
clean.
the no. Aren't you? Are you buying a parking garage or are you building it up yourself, buying the land?
Dude, it's even like vending machines. You
Either
see
way,
people
I
that
feel like
make,
it's the same
decent
price.
money off of just having
Yeah.
a couple vending machines in like popular places.
It's hard to
I
get
wonder
in
if a
those
parking garage
places.
would be a
And then you
tax
gotta pay
write-off.
for the license and shit and be a vendor.
Still, if you got townhome set up somewhere.
Yeah.
You think a parking garage would be a tax write-off since it's a community service in a sense?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Huh. Give me a little parking garage. Run off my taxes this year.
Fucking build one in Arlington Heights before they put the stadium out there.
Build it in our backyard.
Yeah.
Our backyard.
Yeah.
And we rent.
No, it'd really be smart probably to
whole
put one out in
neighborhood.
Arlington
Yeah.
Heights because they're building a new Bears stadium out there and they're putting like a casino and shit in it.
Oh.
Can't believe that's actually happening. No.
Yeah, they're gonna have like a big gambling room, like betting room in there and like a whole casino.
It's a way to make more money.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be a big stadium, dude.
It's consumers.
Because the Bears have like one of the smallest stadiums in the league right now, so
Really?
yeah, and it's like one of the oldest franchises.
Yeah.
Bro, how much do you think it costs to build a stadium?
Hundreds of millions, probably.
I wouldn't say hundreds of millions.
Bro,
Maybe
that's
So
what
with
I
a
think.
casino built inside of it,
Mm.
you don't think
No,
so?
it's gotta be.
It can seat like
I mean, my
100,000
dad-
people.
My dad just redid Wrigley, and he was like one of the corporal superintendents, and I think it was only like a $40 million job.
Cause I was thinking
That's
like
just a remodel though, not
little-
Yeah,
running
but they
from
had
from
to
the
tear
ground
down
up.
all the stands because all the stands were from 1908.
Yeah, but we're talking make a completely new stadium.
True.
Think about West. They added that little referendum thing for 40 million, like that
True.
little section
True.
of the school, and that was 40 million for that.
Damn, that was 40 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
It might even have been a little more, like
Right.
42
Definitely
or
100
something.
Yeah, my dad was supposed to do that job.
How are you not working and like free?
If
If
I
he's
mean, it's
doing
just
$40 million deals.
I feel like construction has really changed over time. I mean, he's not like the guy. He's the corporal superintendent. So he's the one running the jobs, pretty much telling everyone what to do. He's not the one buying these jobs. He's just through his company. Yeah.
Not like actually doing the
Yeah.
contracts.
Like it's not like he works for Pepper, but that's not his company. He's just up in the company. So
Oh yeah, good for him. That's
Yeah.
really good.
yeah. No, that's another thing. I look at him as like my role model. Because
Those trade jobs, man, that's hard work.
Yeah,
It's really
facts.
hard work.
It's a lot on your body.
he's a big dude. He's 6'8".
I could never roof houses or some
Yeah,
shit.
your dad's fucking huge.
Yeah.
You imagine roofing houses all day and your knees and your back and shit.
Facts.
Heat, so hot,
Uh
black,
Laying
and fucking
concrete.
huh. Yeah, worried about falling off the roof and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not cool with that.
dying for some water and shit.
Yeah, dude. That's not what I would do.
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Slam your finger with a
I've-
hammer, trying to nail the nails in.
I've
Yeah.
thought about it, but with him, he started when he was 18, and he just worked his way up. And his dad was in it, so it was kind of him and his two brothers.
Yeah.
They're in it.
Yeah.
So it's
You definitely learn a lot of shit through like trade jobs and stuff, but who's to say you can't like again take that extra
Just
step
YouTube
and
it.
just YouTube it? Exactly,
Yeah.
bro.
yeah.
Exactly.
5-10 minutes. You.
It's like Legos at that point. You're just building Legos off the
You
instruction
finding that
book.
middleman too.
Yeah.
And it's like I've never had a situation where where I need to help doing something and YouTube doesn't have the answer.
Facts,
Or
facts.
Google.
You just gotta look.
Yeah, it might not be the first video you click on.
Yeah,
but
click a
eventually-
couple. Yeah.
Clickbait.
Facts, bro. Or like there'll be like when you do search it, there'll be like 4 different videos, and if there's one that's like 20 minutes long, you'll pick the shorter long because like who wants to watch the 20
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Especially if it's just some simple tutorial or
Yeah,
something that you
yeah.
do real quick. Watch like 10,000 of them trying to figure this shit out.
Oh yeah, this whole podcast up.
But now you got it going.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got it
facts.
going and they got it figured out.
Facts, bro.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, bro. I remember you were stressing. I knew you were gonna figure it out, but I remember you coming to my room and saying, "Bro, I just sat here for the past 2 hours trying to figure this shit out and it's not working." And, like you were pissed, and that sucks, dude. Because I've been there before. Like when I first get my music stuff together, I didn't know how to do anything in the program and shit.
Right, it's like you just buy all the shit and just guess, and
Yeah.
then it's like you always think it's gonna be so much easier than it is, and then
Uh-huh.
it's like,
Yeah.
but then you figure it out, and it's
It's like
like,
a
wow, it
puzzle.
really was just as easy as I thought. I
Yeah.
was just being a fucking idiot.
It's a puzzle, yeah.
Like the crop thing earlier.
Right.
I don't even remember how to
It's
do it.
literally just like what
I just
3
said
clicks.
like
Yeah.
something subject, and that was it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was done. But I'm sitting there trying to trace it with the fucking
Right.
cut tool.
Gotcha.
and shit, and it looks horrible. And in 5 seconds, he's like, done.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like little things like that. Just
Yeah.
build those building blocks though.
Shortcuts.
Yeah. Well, anything else? Should we cut it? Call
I
it?
was gonna say,
How long is it?
I think it's like an hour. 20
Hour
we're at.
25.
Yeah.
Pretty
Hey, it's
good.
not bad.
No, not at all. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
It's a whole lot of solid shit in that one.
Yeah, facts.
Not a lot of cutting in that one for sure.
No, yeah, we had we had the ball rolling.
Rolling, dude, down the fucking hill. I don't really have an outro.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. My name is Skipluto. This is motherfucking.
Tone
I
dog.
thought you were putting that toaster.
This is motherfucking.
Commando Athletics, you
This
know.
motherfucking.
Jason.
Nah.
Toaster,
this
motherfucker. It's Toaster Gambling, OG Steve Bone, and
Sacul
Larkus.
one.
Yeah,
Is
the
that your
Larkus.
gamer tag?
Monster.
I call him Larkus.
Is that your gamer tag or some shit?
Yeah, no, it's Lucas backwards, and I just put a 1.
Oh.
I like calling him Larkus, though. It's funny.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sacul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.